welcome to the TV show where we talk about American Horror Story Coven, that show all about witches and bitches, or witches who are bitches.
Some of them are not.
Yeah.
Some of them are voodoo bitches.
So,
some of them are real nice ladies.
Some of them are nice
Name
ladies,
one.
Probably, really.
Swamp Witch.
Deep
Man.
Swamp Witch. Could they
Pretty
they
nice.
have said that about 5 more times?
Yeah, they really wanted to drive that home.
Oh,
We're calling her
Swamp
Swamp Witch,
There's
everybody.
the point where Jessica Lange comes out and she goes, "Where's that swamp bitch? Swamp Witch.
Yeah, Swamp Witch.
Everybody's been talking
That was
about."
an opportunity
And
for
then
some swamp bitch.
It cuts 10 seconds later to the next door neighbor's house. She's walked over there and she goes, "So you're that swamp witch everybody's been talking."
Yeah, that is kind
And
of
then
weird.
the next scene, she's like, "Hi there, I'm the Swamp Witch."
I think Lange's on tour with that introduction.
Yeah.
Well, I like that now we have something else to call her other than Stevie Nicks.
Right.
Because, like, eventually
Well,
we're going to have to
They
say
said
Stevie
Misty
Nicks.
Day is her name.
Well, yeah.
We can
but,
do
yeah,
it.
who
I
cares?
think we can
we'll
really
Misty
do
Day.
it.
Well, I think we can do it. Yeah.
No, I want to call her
This-
Swamp Witch!
This though, and I apologize if we didn't say this. All right, it's spoilers, okay? And
Oh.
the fact that we're gonna call her Swamp
Well, we
Witch
didn't spoil
is
anything.
kind of a spoiler. I mean, that
Well, we're
could
going to
ruin an
spoil
entire
a lot of
episode.
shit right now.
Just don't even start the episode.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you just skip it. No. So yeah, we watched it, and I thought it was a really good episode. Not my favorite of the season so far, but really enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I think the most happened out of any episode, though.
My favorite part of the episode, though, was when they were in like the witch circle and we learned about like that ceremony the
backstory.
witches do. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like the
and-
backstory stuff.
I like how they broke it down like a how-to YouTube page.
Yeah.
But I want to know.
And I love the fact that they're bringing in like this army of witches. Like I love the Swamp Witch is
Yeah.
now their own. Like she
Yeah.
seems so happy when Cordelia was like, "This house is yours.
Yeah.
You know, you belong with us." And then fucking Myrtle's back. And
Yeah.
like, you guys got your wish.
Myrtle's
great
really
fit,
funny.
yeah.
Oh, Myrtle's great.
I
what did
sort
she
of got
say?
our wish. We sort of got. Oh,
She said a couple of things that were pretty good.
She mentioned when they were talking about when you start to feel yourself becoming supreme.
yeah.
She goes, "I heard it's a tingle in your cooch."
Yeah. And she's got like very light burns. Like we kind of
Yeah.
we wanted her to be like horrifying.
I want her to be
She's got, like,
bald.
Freddy Krueger.
but-
I
Oh.
want her to be crisp.
That was the other
Was
thing
it
when
North
Nan,
Korea?
when Nan asked her,
Yeah.
like, "What? How did your hair grow back so nicely?" And she's like, "Girl, I've been buying these from North Korea for years."
Yeah, in bulk, yeah.
In bulk.
I
I've
love
been
that.
buying in
I was
bulk.
like, they brought Rita Rudner back.
So, but we ended the episode. We're gonna start with where we ended, which was basically one shot of Kathy Bates's. This is a big spoiler. Kathy Bates's head in a box, shipped FedEx, UPS, doesn't matter, from the
I
voodoo place.
called it. I told you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone needs to do a mashup of the end of 7, and they open up the
Oh,
box and
who wants in the
Kathy Bates' head is in there.
box?
And American Horror Story chooses very like weird areas to be like congruent in. So like, I don't think congruent's the right word, consistent. But like, so the box opens or whatever, and Kathy Bates says help, but she like her vocal cords are
Yeah,
not-
love it.
So like, there's no air for her to talk. But, you know, because it's her throat, she's like, it's raspy, and you just go with it.
You know what I picture is Academy Award winning Kathy Bates in an entire Green Man suit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to see that so bad. I want to see her
just like-
dancing around too.
I like to think it's just a blanket that she just lays
By the
down
way,
on.
it could have been. You're
a-
right. She
Or they just
she-
cut a hole in a table.
Yeah, she's
and,
probably like,
Yeah.
"Don't
Yeah.
put me in one of them suits." But I
Or
love she
they
had a
would
lot of
cut
great.
her head off.
Oh yeah, maybe they did cut her head off.
she was.
She had so many great lines this
um,
episode.
fuck
Oh,
it.
my peach crumble. I love
Oh,
her
yeah.
peach
You know who
No,
had the best line?
The jumping jack with cheese. Is that a jumping
Oh,
jack
is that
with
it?
cheese?
Yeah, that's her first line.
She's like, "You don't like
Oh,
my
does that have to
my
have milk
pot
jumping-"
pies
But
or my peach crumble."
You know, going back to Myrtle, she had the best line of the entire episode because Myrtle's talking to Fiona and like trying to get Fiona to kill herself. We'll talk about that in a
yeah.
second. But Myrtle is talking about whoever it is, and she says, talking about Madison. She says, she reminds me just of a young you, thin as a pin with a bad case of the me.
I
Oh yeah, I
that.
love it,
So
dude.
good.
The
Love
writing is
that.
so great in this show.
Yeah.
By the way, what the fuck did she say when she was stealing that shit out of her jewelry box? Sarah and I
Oh.
rewound it like fucking 4 times to try to figure out what the fuck she was saying.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was just mumbling, man.
This is nice.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, randomly she was the innocent one, and now she's come back and she's like, coochie tingles, and I steal things.
So, and all Kyle needed was sex to not be a big dumb
they
gorilla,
got him-
basically. Like his,
They got him
his-
a Rosetta Stone. You know, this season he's an object.
Yeah.
But he's
I'm
like,
all about it.
I hate that,
It's
that he's
interesting.
like being so adorable too. He's being.
But I
very
kind of feel
adorable.
bad because that kid love him.
Yeah,
and
he's got so much
I want more
range.
than like.
He's got some range, yeah.
Speaking of people with range, that's not a segue that makes sense at all. The neighbor boy, we've learned a little bit more about him.
My lord.
In what I've dubbed the
Dude, what the
Enema
fuck?
of Doom, where
The Enema of Doom.
where you think that I guess his mom is going to be like, you're evil from the inside out, so I'm going to make you drink Comet. That's not the case.
We saw her pouring Comet, and then when she pulls up that old bag, I literally from under my covers went, Enema?
Ooh, Enema? You know,
Now
it's funny
you've
'cause
got
when we
me.
were watching that
I was
moment,
like, whoa.
like as soon as she starts pulling that shit out, Sarah like says to me, she's like, "Is there no normal families
Yeah.
in this show? There's no one like there's what
I
happened
wanted
to
to
the
cut
soap
to-
in the mouth?"
Is that a normal thing, or is that a Ryan Murphy created thing? Because I was
Well,
like,
no, it's
I'm
gotta
so
be.
glad my mom let me be a lazy Catholic, and I don't have to.
No,
I
it's
had
just
soap in my mouth when I was a kid.
Yeah,
and
I
feel
had
like
the
that
soap
was
in
like
my
the like
I had to
Ryan
write
Murphy,
sentences,
like,
but I never had to put a two.
well, and you had to
Oh,
do
yeah.
like the
My mom-
12 Hail Marys and shit.
But do
Like,
you
go say
know?
12
I've
Hail
never
Mary?
heard of anybody having
had to do
to
that?
like shred the devil out of their body via enema. So I'm thinking that's just Ryan Murphy.
It's just
taking
Ryan
liberties.
Murphy. That never is a
That's
thing.
just Ryan
not
being
a thing.
Ryan.
Well, no, I bet that is a thing, but they're just taking it into like maybe it's something they did like way back when.
I
you
don't
know?
believe there's one recorded instance of there ever being a religiously based enema. I'm going
I'm
out
gonna
on a
Google
limb.
it. Like,
and
I don't know, you're opening
I'm
yourself
not saying
up
it never happened.
I'll Google it, but I won't
if-
go to the images tab.
Yeah.
No
I don't know,
way.
man.
No.
Dude, they say
That's straight web.
Hey,
I know better
you
than
know,
that.
psychology used to be like cut a hole in someone's head and let the demon
Oh, the
crawl
bottom,
out.
Right.
yeah.
When-
And but
so,
the
like,
Or when
difference
you were
is that
sick,
that's
they
recorded.
put like leeches and snakes on
yeah,
you.
yeah. Oh, by the way, you guys remember the homeless guy in the beginning who was
Yeah.
like, "I'm gonna cut you open and then fill every hole."
Yeah.
Remember? Ooh, my mama.
Is that just all you had to say about
Yeah,
that?
because I couldn't remember. I was
I
trying to
enjoyed
look up shit.
the photo the shot they had of from inside the chest of her hand reaching in for
And then the heart continuing to beat when she
Yeah.
took it out.
Yeah, so the enema.
but-
So it was a comet enema.
So he got the enema or whatever, and then Nan's like, she's hurting him or whatever, and she, has a little crush on him, whatever, and he might have a little crush on her. It's romantic.
Which is great.
And so when push comes to shove, that storyline kind of ends with his mom getting shot because randomly throughout the episode, people are just getting shot. There's a gunman walking around.
Hank's running
Good
around.
old Hank
It
is
took me
coming.
half the episode. I was like, who's this gunman?
Oh, dude, come on.
Yeah, that was my first thought. I was like, another male? There's another male in the show? This is Hank. Oh, Hank. Right. Remember him? Good old Hank. So they do this, what's called the sacred taking, where all of the witches gather around and they do this ritual that will make the actual supreme ascend, essentially, so they know who it is. And it can only be used in like times of crisis or whatever, and they do a whole backstory on it. It's really cool.
Really
but
cool.
we don't see what happens after that. It cuts away back to Fiona's room when all of a sudden Madison's like dancing around. It's like, guess what, biatch, I'm alive. And then Fiona's like, oh no, I can't believe it. And she's like, well, you're either gonna be burned at the stake or you need to kill yourself with your pills. And she walks out.
When we are introduced to Fiona in this episode, she's like falling apart. The cancer
Right.
is like killing
Oh,
her,
yeah.
basically. Her hair, she's puking. It's all the chemo and all that stuff. It's destroying her. So she's basically kind of at this point in her life where she's like, well, this is it, basically.
But
so
she's
this,
also like, I'm not gonna kill myself and give somebody the satisfaction. of that.
right.
I mean, Cordelia
but
put it best, saying that she needs a push,
Right,
basically, to
right.
kill herself. She
And
needs to be convinced.
they really did have a great plan, and it did work. And they had, they with Emma Roberts going in there, and then they had Myrtle go in there and kind of put the last nail in the casket, and so just do the first good thing for the damn
Myrtle
Coven.
fucked with her head and gave her a vision of the end of
Oh,
her
the
life,
sax man,
where
yeah.
the sax man's like, "You're not dead. You're not dying quick
Yeah.
enough.
Smells
It
like
smells
piss and
in
shit."
here.
Yeah, that was really sad.
I gotta go." And she was like, "What?"
That was not pleasant to watch. So Fiona does it, she dies or whatever, and then she wakes up, and guess who's there? Tongue Timmy.
God
That's
damn
what I
it!
call
Fucking
him.
no tongue Timmy.
No Tongue Timmy.
No tongue, but now
Good old
tongue Timmy.
Spalding.
Spalding.
Yeah.
In the spirit world,
Even
that dude is a.
I'm
he
so
never
mad at
stops.
Spalding. I'm so mad at him. I was like, fuck you trying to bring Fiona back.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Just let it go, dude.
That
He-
pussy's been on a pedestal for him his whole
I
life.
know, but it's like, why does he give a shit? He's never gonna get some from her, ever.
He's also talks about his family's taking care of all the witches for hundreds of years.
Yeah, but it's like, it's all about the allegiance to the Supreme, but he's gotta see the twisted, evil bullshit she's doing.
He's not.
I don't think
solidified in
he's
his
super innocent.
State. Yeah,
Hell, that's straight. I know, he's
evil
fucking
dude, too.
corpses
know?
and shit.
He's like the Igor to Frankenstein.
Yeah, pretty much.
The Igor?
Igor?
Well, it's like, whatever. It's
Goddamn.
cum se, cum sa. So, but yeah, so, Spalding
I didn't know.
gives...
I didn't know something. I was like, wait, I've been saying Igor
What's
for
Igor?
years.
Was I thinking of Young Frankenstein?
No, I think
Maybe.
yeah. Well, so and I think it's a play on Marty Feldman's things, right? But anyway,
Yeah.
so we have Spalding convincing Fiona that there's some shit going on. You've been tricked
Yeah.
by the other witches, and so
If
Fiona's
I
like,
died and somebody was like, dude, you were tricked, I'd be like, oh, all right. Well,
I know.
Here
well,
I am.
I know,
so.
but Fiona's
But
too.
I'm so comfy.
I know.
But
right
that's
now.
the thing. She's too stubborn and she's too set in her ways, and so she takes the Epicac, she pukes the pills out, and Fiona's back. And I love the idea that like Fiona's back. She knows they tried to kill her, but it's like, let's go to sleep and then have breakfast tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Like they just all kind
And
of
she
go into
has
their
a
rooms and
conversation
shit.
with her daughter where she's like, I finally respect you. You tried to kill me. Like, you're a
And then they
badass
both
bitch,
kind of
too.
laugh.
And
yeah,
the daughter's
they-
like, if I'd have known that, I would have tried to murder you a long time ago.
But
And
then
they're
she
like-
did a half laugh, like, goddamn, Sarah Paulson's so great, because she did this laugh that seemed like a woman who's been in therapy just trying to get her mother's approval for so long.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because she's like, I
exactly.
would have
Just
done
like
this
slight
years
relief.
ago.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have the witch hunting guy coming out of nowhere. We have Queenie that's like turned on her witch sisters. We've got all this shit going
Kathy
on.
Bates' head.
Let me talk about the Bates head real quick. Is about a week or so ago, Entertainment Weekly ran a cover that was Angela Bassett, Jessica Lange, and Kathy Bates' head on a platter.
Oh, really?
They spoiled it, sort of. And then when I was downloading it on Amazon, I read the synopsis. It says, Delphine and the Marie's battle comes to a head.
Oh, come on!
And I was like, they're
That's
gonna cut off
crappy.
her head, dude.
That's really
Wow,
crappy.
that sucks. I had no idea they were gonna do that, but I love it. I love that they did that.
And
But
on-
I hope that she's just kind of like gets tossed around from witch
Yeah,
to
I
witch.
still want the adventures of Queenie and Madame LaLaurie, and
Slightly
she's just holding her
Do
this
I
way.
smell a Jack Burger with cheese?
It just falls out of your throat. What's the point? I'm
Tastes
so
good,
hungry.
darling. I learned
Just
how to
let
make a
me
peach
smell it.
crumble for you.
I have a hunger for a stomach that's not there.
Well, and like, what the heck with her? So she's locked in this like creepy casket cage, whatever you want to call it.
Bates is like, she's so sassy. She's in the cage and she's talking shit, trying to tell her to go get her stuff.
Yeah.
And
yeah, go get me a
Marie
glass
does
of
this
water.
thing where her eyes just flash and she's like, "Are you kidding me?" So she cuts her hand off just to be like, "Are you fucking joking?"
Yeah.
Okay, best line went to Myrtle in my opinion, but the best look of the and that reminded me, the best like glance that I saw was when they're doing the sacred taking, and then Swamp Witch, Daisy May, is that right?
Misty Day.
Misty Day.
Daisy May.
Holy crap.
Maybe
but-
she's a clampet now.
Yeah. That'd be amazing. They could work that in if they wanted
they
to.
should.
Absolutely.
But she had this moment where she was like, I don't really want to be the Supreme. And Madison Roberts, whatever her name is.
Emma Roberts?
Emma Roberts, yeah. She just goes. And it's like the most subtle, just like.
It's a great teenager
Yeah,
exasperation.
just
Like,
like,
bitch,
dead,
you wanna be
like,
the- yeah,
come on,
like-
really? Like, I want it, really?
Yeah, because everyone wants to be the Supreme pretty
I
much.
like rewound that. I was like, that was really
But
good acting.
I side with Misty. I'm like, mo money, mo problems. I don't want to do it.
All right, well,
Can I just listen to my Stevie Nicks by the Swamp?
Oh yeah, she was like, I
Just
was with
leave
my,
me the fuck
remember she was
alone.
like
Well,
talking
and, like-
about I was with my
I had my Stevie.
I had my Stevie.
I had
so
my
good.
swamp, my garden.
I love it.
And then the, what's her name is like, Cordelia's like, listen, this is not a gift, it's a burden. And like, as the viewer, you're like, yeah, obviously. Like, the viewer
But it
is
kept
like,
cutting
you
back to
don't
her,
want to be the
yeah.
Supreme. And all the teenage girls are like, nah.
I'd be like, oh, I
Yeah.
think I left my water can out. I gotta go.
So thank you guys so much for watching the TV show. And if you want to, so check this out. American Horror Story Season 2 is coming to Netflix this weekend.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so Season 1 and Season 2 will both be on Netflix, so you can catch up, and then you can catch up watching this show way back when, if you want to or not. But tell your friends who haven't seen the show, and you can go to netflix.com/sourcefed and get a month of streaming things and watch those seasons.
On that note, too, we're going to do another TV show, whether anybody likes it or not. I might just do it by myself with my iPhone when House of Cards comes out on February.
Oh, February, yeah.
Ooh, yeah, man.
Can I
House of Cards is
can I
so
admit
good.
something that's gonna get me in trouble?
Let's do it.
Haven't watched first.
What the
season.
fuck?
It's a lot of homework. I go outside. I have friends.
It is a lot of homework, and I have friends, too, but I've gotten rid of them for the sake of House of Cards. Like, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, it's really good, man.
I like Kevin
is the best.
Spacey a lot.
He's fantastic. Guys, like the video, subscribe, share this video with all of your friends, literally all of them, including your parents who don't watch American Horror Story at all. My name is Elliot Morgan.
I'm Steve Zaragos.
I'm Danny Rosenberg. Bye.
The peach crumble. I want that peach crumble.